nice shoes. Where the hell is everybody? Okay, it's some kind of medical bay. Medical computer. Lab station. Lab station can be used to create, break down, and upgrade certain items. I think I know how to use this. At least I'll learn. Okay, we can produce items, but we need treat injury skill a certain level, and it's shown in the brackets. Skill required to create: treat injury 1, treat injury 10, treat injury 5, treat injury 8, 5, 10, 11. So we can even create some crappy implants. Antidote kits, advanced med packs, stimulants. Not a lot. They cost chemicals. How much chemicals do we have? How do you see it? Don't see it. Oh, there's the cost, 25. How the hell do we see our chemical amount? Chemical cost. 20. Ah, there. We have. No, we have 0 chemicals. We have 2 med packs in inventory. Yeah, that's nice. At least we see if we have them. We can produce mines with demolition skill. Again, they cost chemicals. Only minor and average mines though, so probably not worth anything. Grenades. Iron grenades might be worth producing. Demolitions 5. Okay, and we can break down existing items to chemicals. But the value is about... what is it? 20%? About that range, 20% of the actual value. Yeah, about that, so it's not worth it. It's a desperation measure to break down items, only if you really have no use for them. This heavily fortified door cannot be bashed open. Perhaps a nearby console can open it. Paragus Medical Bay Console. Emergency lockdown. Enter command. Access medical bay functions. Unlock a medical storage room. Lovely. Unlock door to more. Excellent. Let's look at the cameras. Oh crap. Okay, I wasn't expecting it to automatically return here. It doesn't do that in the first game, so we don't need to go clickety-click. Medical inventory. That can be produced here. Main console options. Patient treatment. Treatment. All subjects being treated for severe plasma burns. Last treatment requests resulted in death for all subjects except patient number 3, who was reduced to minimum life size. I'm guessing that's me. Okay, treat injury. Check the last treatment request. Immediately my skills become useful. I like that. A lethal dose of sedatives was administered to all the tanks, including number 3. There is no record of who ordered the treatment. Can I attempt to track the request? I don't have any computer spikes. So let's look at patient life signs. Okay, access log from 3 days ago.
Still examining the survivors of the damaged freighter. Looks like it goes by the name of the Ebon Hawk. Only one survivor, placed in the KOTOR tank for recovery. The carbon scoring on the vessel suggests it was in a battle, but no indication of who fired on it. Couldn't get much from the Nava computer. I'm surprised the ship was able to make it inside the Paragus asteroid field without the asteroid drift chart. Aside from the lone survivor, we recovered an old woman. No life signs. There was also a protocol droid and a utility droid on board. Sent both down to maintenance while security sorts through the other items on the ship. It looks like the utility droid, a T3 unit, was able to get the ship working enough to get to the colony. We're prepared to...
Okay, record from 2 days ago.
Could be a Jedi, but we won't know for sure until we get the transmission back from the Republic. If the survivor is a Jedi, that would account for the recovery rate. But I'm more concerned that a Jedi here may cause trouble. Some of the miners, especially KOTOR, are already another accident today. A detonation in the ventilation tunnels. If the lockdown measures hadn't activated, the whole facility would have been destroyed. Got most of the injured to the KOTOR tanks in time, but the rest had to go to the morgue. One of the wounded said a droid caused the accident, but we couldn't get any specifics.
1 day ago.
Miners about the Jedi. A number of the droids have been acting oddly, and not even memory wipes seem to be fixing the problem. There was a detonation in another one of the fuel vents the droids were working in. We deactivated several of them and moved them down to maintenance, but we're still treating the plasma burns. That cuts us down to almost half shifts, and with the droids malfunctioning, we may not make the Telos shipment for this month. Fortunately, the detonation didn't cause a lockdown.
Warning, there has been a fuel detonation in the mining tunnels. Emergency lockdown commencing. All personnel report to quarters and prepare for emergency venting countermeasures.
No! If the ventilation systems are malfunctioning, evacuate the medical bay! Everyone evacuate!
Okay, this has been evacuated, that's why there's no one here. Yeah, these are the medical logs I just watched. Chemicals. And a couple of extra med packs. I'll save the chemicals, I'm not sure what we will need. So maybe someone with more skill can be found too. Okay, this is the old woman, the corpse. No, that's the old woman. It's a corpse too. Plasma torch.
Find what you're looking for amongst the dead?
I thought you or your voice. I heard it as I floated in the KOTOR tank.
Yes, I had hoped as much. I slept here too long and could not awaken. It may be I reached out unconsciously, and your mind must have been a willing one. Or perhaps you have been trained for such things.
Slept too long. You looked dead when I came in.
Close to death. Yes, closer than I'd like. You have the smell of the KOTOR tank about you. How do you feel?
KOTOR tank left me a little drained. Who are you?
I am Kreia, and I am your rescuer, as you are mine. Tell me, do you recall what happened?
Last thing I remember, I was on a Republic ship, the Harbinger. What happened to it?
Your ship was attacked. You were the only survivor. A result of your Jedi training, no doubt.
How do you know I'm a Jedi?
Your stance, your walk tells me you are a Jedi. Your walk is heavy. You carry something that weighs you down.
Let's deal with the now. What is this place?
I do not know. I was removed from the events of the world as I slept. A survey of the surroundings may provide the answers we seek.
The ship we arrived in, the Ebon Hawk, must still be in this place. We should recover it and leave.
Care to explain why you're in such a hurry?
We were attacked once. and I fear our attackers will not give up the hunt so easily. Without transport, weapons, and information, they will find us easy prey indeed.
You seem nervous, worried. Is something wrong? Again, our awareness and persuade would allow us to do. I'll do the awareness because it's a skill. The option probably wouldn't exist if I didn't have the skill to a certain level. Okay, you seem nervous.
Even as I slept, I felt much unrest here. I saw strange visions, minds colored with fear. Now, everything here feels terribly silent. A last word of caution. I would find out as much as you can about this place quickly. I fear we will need to depart as suddenly as we arrived.
Anything else I should keep an eye out for?
You may wish to extend your search to some clothes, if only for proper first impressions.
Patients in Medbay were killed by a lethal dose of sedatives. Any idea how it happened?
I do not know. Why did they spare you?
They didn't. I got the same dose but survived.
Indeed, a Jedi trance could protect one from such poisons. In fact, the sedatives may have been intended to keep you unconscious for some time. It would prove lethal to those untrained in such techniques, however. Most curious.
You seem to know a lot about Jedi techniques.
And so do you. Perhaps we could discuss it at length later on. Now we have other concerns, among them finding our new enemy.
Maybe when I return you'll actually answer my question.
I have found that answers come in their own time, not ours. Turn your energy to the matter at hand. If we cannot find a way out of here, the answers will prove useless anyway.
I'll return soon to make sure you're alright. I'm picking that option because they just stay out of my way or you'll end up like these corpses. It's a retarded thing to say.
I leave you to the explorations of this place. Here I will remain and attempt to center myself.
Light side point. Lovely. I'm decreasing the music volume just a little bit. Seems like most of the time the music is just fine, but it has a tendency to gain momentum at some points. Plasma torch. Physical 1. Damage bonus fire 1 to 6. Plasma torches are common accessories in most construction facilities. While a clumsy weapon in combat, it can cut through sealed doors and containers easier than most blasters. So
Emergency lockdown is in effect. Turbolifts have been sealed to contain the explosion.
So need to bash it open.
Emergency lockdown overridden.
Corpses and droids. Vibro KOTOR. It says a better damage, better critical threat range, and it's balanced. So in many ways it's a superior weapon. But I actually like the plasma torch more because it does fire damage instead of just physical. So, but I think that means it's almost impossible to block that fire damage that it does. So it always does something. Enemies, damage mining droid. Attack normally, that's good enough. Ooh, I'm taking quite a bit of damage here.
first range weapon. I like this system a bit more for the previous because this has a two config system as far as weapon is concerned, so you can have all alternate systems. We have a melee and a range one. So instead of having to go to the inventory all the time, you can have just press a button to have a couple of alternatives, which is very nice and saves a lot of time. Okay, but we suck at this, so yeah, I think we're better off with the melee weapon. Melee weapon gets a bonus if it's against a ranged weapon user, so we're definitely better off with the melee. Droid neural pacifier.
This is the exit, but it is sealed. Strange. In my visions, it was open.
Trying to find some way to open the hatch. It's odd that this emergency hatch hasn't opened considering the circumstances. There may be a way to open it if you could get to an access terminal. Why can I hear the old woman in my head? Security tunnel, security locker. If I bash it, I can't pick it open because I don't have the skill at all. I can't even see the option. But if I bash it open, I'll lose some of the content it has inside. Yeah, there's a broken item now there. That's worthless. At least we got a couple of iron grenades. Security control. Okay, access remote camera controls. Main security office. Security storage room. 3 droids waiting for us. Good. Has to use a grenade though. And now the camera doesn't return automatically. I dislike this system. I wish it were one or the other. Just stay in the camera view until the player clicks or return automatically or every time. Communications, please sir. Holding set. Ooh, someone there. Emergency hatch to the mining tunnels. Okay, let's check the security records. I got a lot of them. Paragus safety holo orientation.
Is this thing on? Alright, all hands, especially you, KOTOR, listen up because I'm not gonna say this again. The next one of you Juma heads to try and smuggle a blaster, or so help me, any sort of military-grade frag weapons into my facility is gonna take a long walk out the airlock. Why? Because in case you forgot, Paragian fuel explodes at high temperatures. That's what blasted that chunk out of Paragus 2 and created this asteroid field. So if I catch any of you with anything other than sonic charges or mining lasers, I'll burn you and your contract. Security out.
That's interesting. We saw the sort of shattered planet as a background, so it actually exploded, and they're mining that very unstable fuel here. So we're in a An asteroid field made of very unstable fuel. This'll end well. Accident report.
And according to one of the miners, it was because one of the sonic charges went off prematurely. And like before, it was one set by a mining droid. The three idiots were grouped so close to the charge it might as well have been a grenade going off. The blast turned their bones to dust. The blast wrecked the internal components of the droid that set the charge, though, so we can't even dissect it to see what happened. I don't like what's going on here. Ever since that Jedi showed up, things are getting worse. It's not just Korda and his miners, or the fights, but now the droids are acting crazy. If we don't find what's causing this, or who, this facility's gonna be space dust by the time the next Telos freighter arrives.
Someone's doing sabotage. It's probably not a coincidence that it started when we came here. So, mining droid maintenance.
So, you're in maintenance. Then maybe you can tell me what's going on with these droids.
Sir, I don't know. It's like their behavior cores are undergoing binary decay, but I can't find the source. This shouldn't be happening.
Well, that's reassuring. It isn't happening. So the next time we nearly have a breach in the ventilation tunnels, I can just close my eyes and pretend it's my imagination. You better give me some answers. I want to know the damage these droids can do if they start mining us instead of asteroid rock.
Sir, these droids aren't combat models. Their mining lasers are weaker and less accurate than blasters. I doubt those droids could even hit one of us.
Are you blind? What about the miners in Medbay? It's sabotage, and it started right after the commander said we weren't going to sell the Jedi to the exchange. So I want you to find out how these droids are being sabotaged. That'll tell me who's trying to clear a path to get that Jedi off the facility, and stop him. In the meantime, make sure the security's armed with all the ion and sonic charges you can find. If those droids start coming after me, I'm gonna need more than low-grade mining lasers to take them down. Clear?
Yes, sir. Maintenance control out.
Idiot.
Trouble. Administration console maintenance.
I installed an override switch to shut down any droids on this level, just in case someone locks me out of the administration console. As added insurance, I tied the override switch into the circuit to the holding cell door. It'll make sure it can only be opened if all droids in the level are shut down. I doubt Korda or any of his men have the skill to pull off something like this, but I'm not taking any chances while we're sitting in the middle of this asteroid minefield. Whoever's responsible won't be able to have the droids rescue him after I lock him up. Nothing will cut through that door. He'll be trapped.
Security storage room inventory.
I secured the stealth field generator inside one of the footlockers in the security storage room. If I have the specs right, the interface field should be effective against the droid's sensors. All I need to do is equip the belt, and some skill with stealth in order to use it. As long as I don't get too close to the droids, they shouldn't detect me. If any more droids start malfunctioning, the belt should buy me enough time to get to the override switch I set up in the communications blister console. I'd rather shut them down than destroy them. I want to find out how these droids are being sabotaged. Maybe even turn them against whoever's sabotaging them.
So at least we have a bit of a better idea what's going on here.
Be careful. There is much energy in the room beyond, yet it stems from nothing that lives.
Kreia?
Can you not sense them? Reach out. Cast aside your sight. Cast aside what you see, and instead reach out with your perceptions. Ah, you can feel them. The droids you cannot perceive, but the small oscillations of energy, that you can feel, echoing outwards.
With Kreia's help, you have gained the passive precognition power. When this power is triggered, you should save your kid. I'm still going to reduce the music volume a bit. How do I deal with them? It's just throw a grenade, I suppose. I think it's a waste of a grenade, though. These aren't that and they go down in a 2 hit.
Ah, you hear it. It is fate, but it is there.
What's happening?
It is the Force, you feel. It has not been so long as for you to forget.
It doesn't feel like it did. It feels like it's coming from across a great distance.
Do not turn away from it. Listen. Feel it echoing within you. Come. I shall guide you down the familiar paths. You will need it if we are to survive and escape this place.
Gaining experience will slowly re-establish your connection to the Force. Go to the level up screen to choose your Force abilities. More iron grenades. I'm not quite sure what happens to all items. Yeah, certain items are not destroyed when I bash open things, but certain items are. And I don't know what happens to what. Stealth field generator. We have no stealth, so this is never going to work. Level up. Force sensitive, unarmed specialist. Persuade is highest priority. We only get 2 points per level, so we have to make choices. I'm going with persuade and awareness. Everything else is secondary. Remaining points 3. So it's you have to choose between treat, injury, and repair. I have to go with treat injury. Repair would have its use. Has a lot of utility, but I'll leave that to someone else. So on the negative side, I should have not taken it at all then. Well, can't be helped. Powers. Remaining power 1. So we have to make a... It has to be a offensive ability, so we can do damage. Whatever it is. So no to Force Aura. No to burst of speed, no to force valor, no to energy resistance, no to force body, no to affect mind. It wouldn't be a bad skill, but we're clearly facing droids, so I don't think it affects droids. Stun doesn't affect droids. Stun droid only affects droids. Wound does not affect droids. Slow does not affect droids. Fear does not affect droids. Shock. Shock is one option. We don't have a lightsaber. We can train Force. Mind Trick won't work, so Force Scream. This power creates a wave of sound that does 3 to 18 points of sonic damage and reduces attributes by 2 points to all enemies 10 meters in front of the attacking character for 30 seconds. Then there's the description of what succeeding the saving throws will make. So 5 to 30, 7 to 42 reduced by 6. Versus power any, yeah, it's not restricted by armor. The screen. The lightning is restricted by armor, but it's better. 1 to 6 points of damage to both vitality and force point totals per each of the attacking character's level. This does static damage, so yeah, about level 7 worth of damage at. This is better until level 3, then the shock becomes better. I think I'll go with the shock force fighting thing, because it actually improves. It doesn't have a cap where it stops improving. These on the other hand are do one thing and always do that same thing, so shock. It's an attack that should work on pretty much everything. Ending of interest. Ooh, I can see that the containers, if they're empty, that's a wonderful upgrade. No more checking empty containers. How do you sneak in this game? Huh. Yeah, these are the problems you don't really know how you're gonna deal with. I don't know how to sneak. I really don't. So, no controls. Seriously, there's no controls. Gameplay. Key mapping, okay. Stealth. G. Thank you. Except it doesn't do anything. I'm G'ing, oh, and it's not doing. The H works, so why not the G? Oh, well, we don't have the skill. Maybe you need to put at least 1 point in it to be able to do it, something like that. So this is totally worthless to us. I think the mining drawings, they might have gotten an upgrade to or a level up. No, they didn't. Okay, we needed to reach some console. I think it was this. It would allow us to shut down all the droids. Look for the control override switch. You have found the security officer's override switch. Do you wish to activate it? Activate the switch. Okay, security override activated. All droids on level deactivated. Holding cell door force field deactivated. They still seem to be intact. They just probably are not hostile anymore, so we could reprogram them if we had the skills. We don't, so that's not going to happen. Damage mining drone. Yeah, droid still has power, but it's no longer receiving a signal from the droid central controller. Examine the unit's behavior core failure. About repair, scavenge the mining droid for spare components. Success. Leave the droid alone. Just because I can't use it now doesn't mean I can't use it later on. Taking a quick check what we can find here. It's pretty clear we need to go to the brig immediately. Yeah, I'm salvaging components out of these. More components. I'm not sure I'm going to do anything with them. Maybe when we encounter additional NPCs. Emergency blast door.
Emergency lockdown is in effect. Turbolifts have been sealed to contain the explosion.
Sealed to contain explosion, so better not force it open. This should be the last where we can harvest component from.
Beyond this door, someone yet lives. Be mindful. His thoughts are difficult to read. But you have nothing to fear from this one, and he might yet prove useful.
Nice outfit. What, you miners change regulation uniforms while I've been in here?
Who are you?
Atten Rand. Excuse me if I don't shake hands. The field only causes mild electrical burns.
Care to explain why you're locked up?
Security claimed I violated some trumped-up regulation or another. Take it up with them if you want. But they stopped listening to me shortly before they stopped feeding me. Now that's criminal.
The facility is deserted. What happened?
You mean before or after that Jedi showed up? Either way, it's a real short story. You see, this Jedi shows up, and you know what that means. Where there's one Jedi, the Republic will soon be crawling up your ion engine in no time. But the story gets better. See, some of the miners get it into their ferrocrete skulls that since the Jedi's unconscious, they can collect the bounty the exchange has posted for live Jedi. Well, what passes for the law here didn't like that idea. So the two groups started fighting. Then there was some big explosion. I was sitting here for a long time. Then you showed up in your underwear and things got a lot better.
It's a bounty on captured Jedi. Why?
Don't know much about it. Maybe the exchange wants one as a trophy, or somebody's got something against Jedi and is looking to collect. Not many Jedi left. Wouldn't surprise me if the bounty's pretty high.
Not many Jedi left. What happened to them?
The ones that weren't killed in the Jedi Civil War ended up switching off the lightsabers long ago. Word is there's not even a Jedi Council anymore, but who knows?
Was it caused by the Mandalorian Wars?
Yeah, Revan, Malak, and the Jedi that went to join them in the Mandalorian Wars. They turned against the other Jedi and had a scrap that almost laid waste to the galaxy. Where have you been?
I've been away since the Mandalorian Wars.
Well, I wasn't there, but like all Sith, Revan and Malak turned on each other. After they turned on the Jedi, of course.
I was led to believe that Revan saved the Jedi and the Republic.
I guess. There's rumors all over space about it. All I heard was Revan returned to pay Malak back for trying to kill her in the first place. You know women.
How long have you been in that cage? Revan was a man, not a woman. Yeah, I think this is the game allows you to basically choose the history that happened in the previous game, and I'm going to choose it according to what happened in my game. So, Revan was a man, not a woman.
Maybe you're right. Maybe I just hoped Revan was a woman.
Yeah, I have some more questions.
Look, not like your half-naked interrogation isn't a personal fantasy of mine, but... Hey, wait a minute. You're that Jedi the miners were talking about. Where is everybody?
I don't know. Facility seems abandoned.
The miners can't all be gone. But if they are... Look, hey, let me out and I can help you. I can. I've gotten out of trouble countless times.
Tell me your plan, we can go from there.
This facility isn't a military installation, which means we may have a chance. You shut down this cell security field and I can reroute the emergency system so we can get to the hangars. We grab a ship and then we fly out of here.
Yeah, one thing first. The patients in the medical bay were killed with a lethal dose of sedatives. Know anything about that?
Huh? What are you talking about?
Nothing. I trust you. No, I don't really trust him though. I trust him to the extent that he doesn't really know what's going on. Yeah, I wanted to know if you knew anything. You don't. Yeah, never mind, just checking.
So you done interrogating me, or are we gonna work together and try to get out of this mess?
Alright, I'll let you out.
Great. Now to business. Let's get to the command console.
Alright, let's go.
Alright, here we are. Now this console is set on automatic hail. You may have heard it when you came in. The asteroid drift charts are constantly being updated, so it sends out a transmission to incoming vessels so they don't get crushed into space dust. The hail warns them to keep their distance until orbital drift charts are transmitted, and then provides docking instructions to incoming ships, usually freighters. Thing is, you can bounce that same transmission back to the comm here, and suddenly you've got access to the communication system from the inside. Pure Bazak. The console's ours. Now, all we need to do is reactivate the turbo lifts, cancel the emergency lockdown. Hey!
What's wrong?
This system's been severed from the main hub, after it was locked down from remote. You can't even reroute the system, it's been cut clean.
That wouldn't be standard procedure in an emergency lockdown.
No. Someone tried to lock down this whole level tight, and leave us here. Trapped.
Is there anything else we can do with this console?
I doubt it. All we have is communications back. For all the good trying to shout in a vacuum will do us.
Let's see if we can try and reach someone on the comm.
Be my guest. Not much else we can do. The comm's all yours.
It's worth a shot. We have nothing really to lose by trying. Administration logs. Okay, 3 days ago.
Tracked the freighter in. Was lucky it wasn't destroyed when it drifted into the asteroid field. Not much on board. One damaged droid, one annoying protocol droid, and a lot of bodies. Sent the survivor to medical and the others to the morgue. Didn't recognize the ship's ID code, so we transmitted it to the Republic for some answers. Questioned the protocol droid about what happened. Says his master, the survivor, I guess, was on the Republic ship the Harbinger when it suffered an engine failure. He says the survivor was a passenger on the vessel and a Jedi. If so, that's gonna mean true.
Yeah, 2 days ago.
Inventoried the bodies and cargo. Everything matches the protocol droid's story. The T3 droid had seized up, so we left it in storage and standby mode. Don't know what code will access it. It could be it's voice activated for all we know. We put the protocol droid to work in maintenance, sorting the mining droid comm routines and updating the recognition sensors. And to shut him up. When the survivor recovers, hopefully we can get him off this station before there's a...
And yesterday.
Trouble between the work shifts. Word of the Jedi leaked out and the miners aren't sure what to do with her. KOTOR's mining crew wanted us to collect the creds for the bounty the Exchange has on Jedi, but I put a stop to that. We're contacting Telos to get the Republic records on the Jedi, but nobody will know word from the Republic. But I've sent out a Broadcom transmission for records on this Ebon Hawk. One of the miners said it used to be a smuggling vessel. Accidents are making the miners restless. The droid behavior course must be undergoing some kind of binary decay. 2 miners were drilled by a droid's mining laser, and those blasts in the ventilation tunnels nearly caused the whole facility to blow.
Trouble, trouble, trouble. Let's access the communication system. Dormitories. No response. Hangar Bay. As you access Hangar Bay 25, there is a series of low-pitched whistles and beeps. Sounds as if there is a utility droid on the other end. Yeah, can you read me? Okay, are you operational? We're trapped on the administration level. Can you unlock the turbo lifts? Is there some other way out of here besides the turbo lifts? I'd rather risk it than be trapped up here. Droid deflection. Ooh, we have at least some of the items we had in the tutorial are still with us. But not a lot there. This is actually a very good item. The droid choke arm does much more damage than the mining laser. As long as we are not on level R1, yeah, we're on level 3 expert droid. So we need to do something here. There was no droid dialogue in that, so I don't actually know what we need to do here. But we can do something. Chemicals, sonic grenade, components. Someone has purposely welded this door shut. You need to blast it open with explosives. Sonic nullifier. It's probably a useful item here. It seems like these guys are using sonic grenades, since they can't use fragmentation grenades. Yeah, well, no, you can't forcefully open that door. Fuel depot door. Yeah, impossible to override. What about this door? No. What are you using? We'll use the droid shock arm. Ooh, it's a ranged weapon. I thought it was a melee unit or melee ability. It's a short range attack. It's much better than trying to fire with a mining laser. It's because mining laser can easily miss, but the shock arm can't. It's very reliable, and I think it probably bypasses shields too. It's electrical damage, not energy. So it's not like it's a super ability, but it's reliable. This fuel depot. Why would I go there? I might need to go there, but I at least like to use the console that we found before going there. Oh, there's two containers here too. Care kit. Paragus hangar control. System diagnostic. System damage. Repair. Several parts have been removed from this console and a laser drill has been used on a number of subsystems. Despite the sabotage, however, the console's basic functionality was intended to be restored quickly by replacing the missing parts. I don't have parts. Yeah, we need to go to the fuel depot. Because that's the only thing we can do. Oh, now it's a matter of finding out who's doing the sabotage here. Is it the miners or is it the protocol droid? No, don't use that. A farm. Droid upgrade slot. Droid upgrade to class 2. This module reprograms the droid system to allow upgrades that normally would be too advanced for that droid to do. So in itself it's totally useless. Droid Iron Blast Mark 1. Yeah, at least we got the part, so now we should be able to do the repairs. Corpse. Deadly Sonic Mine, Datapad. Droid Iron Striker. Here we can read the data pads directly. That's a nice addition too. Don't have to hunt them in the inventory. So, purged the fuel lines and found 3 sonic charges attached inside. I checked the work logs and only droids have been in the area. I tried to contact security as soon as I found the explosives. I can't seem to get a signal through. I've removed the remote detonators and I'll keep the explosives on me until I can put them in a secure hold in a hangar. What's between Iron Striker and Iron Blast? This does more damage, the Iron Striker, but Iron Blast has a chance to stun for 12 seconds. And Iron Striker range is longer, so I'll put in the Iron Striker. Seems like robots are what we need to face mostly. Okay. Yeah, they have a shield. I want to try if the shock arm can fly past the shield. If it can, then we are in no trouble. Yeah, it can bypass the shield. 3 CFD. Yes, has suffered irreparable damage. Credits and components. Computer spikes, energy shields. Droid flamethrower, acronym. It's a melee weapon upgrade part. There's a tons. In the previous games there was a sort of generic upgrades for melee weapons, range weapons, armor, lightsabers. Here there's basically multiple variants that you can put in each upgrade slot and multiple tiers of the same item type. So there's gonna be an Agrium grip 4 or things like that, and a lot of different kinds of grips. So it's a much more complicated system. It's simple, but it allows a lot more variation in your weaponry and items. Okay, now we can repair it. Replace the missing parts. Functionality restored. No. Okay, access. Hangar logs. Access docking and takeoff procedures. All incoming and outgoing freighters need orbital drift charts transmitted from the Paragus in order to navigate the asteroid field surrounding the mining colony. Without it, any vessel entering or leaving Paragus is in danger of being destroyed in the asteroid field. Transmit asteroid orbital drift charts to Ebon Hawk Navy computer. Access denied. Ebon Hawk Navy computer locked. You can't download the charts to the Ebon Hawk because someone has encrypted the Navy computer. You'll need to find a way to get them on the Ebon Hawk when you are ready to take off. Okay, and your logs. Contraband.
And as requested, all the programming spikes the security officers wanted confiscated have been stored there as well, to prevent further system compromises. The secure cargo hold should be safe enough. If anybody wants to break into it, they'd have to blow it open with explosives.
Maintenance violation.
Who ordered the mining droids to repair that Jedi's freighter? I come in here off the work shift and 3 of them are repairing the port stabilizers? Did I miss something? Is somebody planning a trip? Because orders were that the hangar was to be locked down ever since that Jedi arrived. I don't know what maintenance is up to, but you can't just commission droids for repairs, especially with half the work shifts in medbay. Those droids are needed to repair the ventilation tunnels before gas builds up to terminal levels. It's not like that ship can go anywhere anyway. Even if it had the asteroid orbital drift charts, the Navicomputer's been voice-locked. You'd need the access code to get it space-worthy. Considering this latest droid commission breach, I'm putting the droids in this section under the control of the current dock officer. If anyone sends commands to the mining droids outside this terminal, I'll be forced to enact full override.
Let me computer lock.
Looks like those droids got the vessel working again, even with all the damage it had taken. The maintenance officer still won't admit ordering them to fix it, though. Regardless, still no luck accessing the Navicomputer. It's been voice-locked. Maybe by one of the corpses we found on the ship, like the old woman. If so, that ship isn't going anywhere, unless we rip out the Navicomputer and put in a new one. If we even had one to spare. The only reason someone would lock their Navicomputer is to hide their astrogation charts. Someone didn't want us to know where that ship was going, or where it had been. Only smugglers do that, or someone with something to hide. That Jedi's got a lot of questions to answer.
Yes. Remote camera. Just taking a quick look on the decontamination area. Comm system. Run diagnostic on damaged systems. Communications are currently inoperative. Signal unit destroyed. Comm system from hangar inoperative. It looks as if the communication system was purposely burned out with a mining laser. Even if you had the parts, you don't think you could contact the administration level from this computer. And so, access emergency control commands. Subsystems damage inoperative. Check status on emergency subsystems. Emergency lockdown procedure activated. Hangar bay sealed. Fuel depot sealed. Okay, we can try to open one of them. Open blast door, hangar 25. Failure. Hangar 25 door control warning. Conduit removed. Okay. How about the fuel depot? Okay. The door to the hangar bay where the Ebon Hawk lies has had its power conduit surgically removed. You cannot slice this terminal or make a workaround for it out of parts. You'll need to replace the original conduit in order to open it. How about the fuel depot? Okay, that works. Mining droids. You're no match for my shock arm. Armor. Defense 17. That's fairly good at this point. Okay, success seems to be random. Heat shielding Mark 1, broadening chamber Mark 1. Upgrade parts for armor and a range weapon. Paragus fuel depot. It seems to be force field contained. Fuel control console. Call up systems log. Emergency systems schematics. Status deactivated. This is what I need to do here. I want to check the other options. System log. Within the past day, a series of explosions within the Paragus mining facility has enacted an emergency lockdown. Someone has sliced into the fuel depot computers and created a phantom fuel leak, sealing off the area with force fields to contain the blast. It looks like as if someone has been using the lockdown to systematically isolate sections of the facility. Fuel line sensors, that has something. This fuel line deposits fuel into docked starships. These no ships are currently docked at the Paragus facility. It is sealed. There appears to be some sort of metal case lying inside the fuel pipe, but you can't make it out. Maintenance level. Droid maintenance. Droid maintenance area has been sealed by the emergency lockdown. However, new programming has been introduced to keep it from opening even if the lockdown is cancelled. There's no way to shut down the field that you can see from this terminal. This means anyone inside the facility is effectively cut off from the hangar bay. Open emergency hatch on Paragus administration level. Done.
So, how long have you been a Jedi? Must be tough, you know. No family, no husband.
No tougher than enduring your false sympathy while you're staring at my chest.
Hey, I wasn't trying to... Hey, what do you know? A little cargo cylinder came through.
Yeah, looks like it, but it's strange he didn't contact us on the comm.
If he got the turbo lifts working, then we should have a clear run to the hangar.
Ah, the turbo lifts are locked down manually, so I had him open the emergency hatch.
Wait. Don't tell me you're taking that hatch down into the mining tunnels. Are you? That explosion I heard came from below. There's probably nothing down there except superheated rock and collapsed blast tunnels. You'd be an idiot to go down there.
Yep. Maybe, but it's the only way out, and it's better I risk my life than yours. A Jedi's life is sacrificed. Besides, someone's got to save our skins.
You're either really brave or really crazy. Or both. Alright, I'll try to monitor things from up here. And be careful. The only thing moving down there is likely to be mining droids, so don't be playing hero too hard. Not that I care what happens to you or anything. I just don't want to be trying to get off this rock by myself.
Got it. See you soon.
I'll keep the comm link open. I may be able to guide you through the tunnels from up here. Don't know if the signal will hold if you get too deep, though.
Okay, you received a comm link. Party members or others may use it to contact you, to help you, or provide information. I don't care too much about the light side, dark side thing, honestly. At least not in the sense that I'm going to key in it. But yeah, I think I'll end here. So initially we were trapped here, but at least now we have a place to go. Into the mining tunnels where potentially the explosions have happened. Superheated the rock there. So yeah. I do want to visit Kreia before I go. Let's just see if she has something to add to this. Maybe talk about that in a bit. How much can we trust her? I certainly don't trust her either, though.
Yes? What have you found?
I keep hearing your voice as I explore this area.
Ah, yes, I noticed that as well. It may be that our proximity during our long slumber may have had unforeseen consequences.
Unforeseen consequences?
He seemed to be able to speak without speaking. Perhaps this effect will pass with time.
So it's like the cold. Yeah, what if it doesn't pass?
Then hope that we have little to say to each other, lest it prove distracting.
Alright then. So that didn't lead to much. It gives me the impression that she's intentionally not telling us what she knows. She's being vague on purpose. I certainly don't trust her. Yeah, I'll end here, and next time we'll try to see if we can get out of this horrible place with droids and corpses, or maybe find someone if there's still people still alive down here.